okay.
That voice you just heard, that okay, was Beka Barry, my guest today on Hunkered Down with Seth, the self quarantine keeping our sanity podcast. Those are her dogs in the background. Well, not her dogs,
Right.
but her friend's dogs. She's dog sitting. She's got a lot going on. But let me tell you a bit about Becca. Shecky magazine called her the dirtiest mom in America. Uh, she was on the funniest mom in America on Nick at Night, and personally, she was one of those people. If I saw her on a list on a showcase or an open mic, I never missed her set.
Aww.
She was one of those that whether it was going to be fun or it was always interesting with Becca. So Becca, thank you for joining me. Thank you for everything that we've been through together. First of all, how are you, and what are you doing to prepare for this whole coronavirus issue?
Hi. I am good. I'm well. I made the decision to fly from Vermont right into Seattle to meet my new grandbaby in the middle of all of this. It just kind of coincided. So, first I took a week to decompress and kind of decontaminate after I flew in, after the flight, to make sure I wasn't showing any symptoms. And then my daughter, unfortunately, had a good friend of hers pass away from a car accident as soon as we got here. So they're still doing other stuff. So I'm still just decontaminating. So I'm self-quarantining, and I'm dog sitting, so it's pretty easy for me. So it's me and two tiny baby dogs. I've prepared by having about an ounce and a half of medicinal weed and half a case of Cabernet. I have a house filled with food and amazing cable television. So that's working out really well for me. Also, I generally don't like people, so this hasn't really been a stretch for me very much. And so that's I'm just continuing with my borderline antisocial personality disorder and just letting that lead the path. I stay away from people. I'm not handshaking. I wash my hands like every 6 seconds. And then I'm realizing, like, they say don't touch your hands into your eyes or your mouth, and I'm finding out I shove my freaking filthy hands into my eyes like every 90 seconds, evidently on a normal day. My hands are constantly in my eyes and in my mouth. I'm an orangutan.
Yeah, us nose pickers have it tough, really, right now
Oh,
too.
God. And I have allergies, so there's just snot everywhere. And every single freaking thing, I'm like, is it a headache or do I have the virus? Am I hungover or is this the virus?
The dogs agree with you as well.
Oh, yeah. No, this is good because all the dogs in the neighborhood are fucking with each other. Lucy! All
Now,
the dogs in the neighborhood are totally fucking with each other.
yeah, I don't know
So
if.
we have a little...
Oh,
What?
I was gonna say, I've read somewhere on the internet, might be true, might be not, but dogs are immune to this virus, so you have good company.
I hope so. If I run out of toilet paper, I'll just use the mini poodle.
Definitely, yeah. I got like 3 CVS receipts that I got in
Yeah.
backup.
I have some of my maternity clothes I'm willing to cut up the size of a spinnaker.
Yeah, well,
So mostly, I'm just teaching the dogs about good film. Like we did a Friday the 13th marathon, and a leprechaun marathon, and a giant megalodon shark marathon. So I feel like this is a good opportunity for homeschooling.
oh, of course. You gonna go with a leprechaun marathon as well, since it's the season for leprechauns?
Yeah, it's the holidays.
Oh, definitely.
So I'm doing that. And I'm really happy to be out on the West Coast again because it seems like the year that I spent on the East Coast, I just kept injuring myself, Seth, like over and over again. It was like really bizarre injuries. So, okay, ready for this?
Let's do it.
First of all,
Let's dive.
Okay. Here's my year in review in New England. Every story begins with, so I got drunk at Esox, which was the top dive bar in the state, which I ended up working at for a while, which I really liked and got a raise at because I threatened to break this guy's arm. So anyways, like it lended itself to my normal personality. So it worked out really well for me. But all my stories of horrific injuries start with I'm at ESOX. So I'm at ESOX, and I'm walking home, and it's a beautiful snowstorm night. And I end up getting into a unicycle chicken fight in the snowstorm with this dude. Boom. I've never ridden a unicycle before in my life, but I had a lot of gin and tonic, and I thought I could. So I injured my left knee. So that's when I meet my new doctor, Dr. Arrowsmith. And it's Arrow Smith. She's an older woman. She's really awesome.
Wait,
so I had to explain to Dr. Arrowsmith.
Is her first name Arrow, so it's like Arrow Smith? Or
I think it's Renee. It's Dr. Renee Arrowsmith.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited, right? So I was all like, yeah, Dr. Arrowsmith. So, and she's super rad. And, she already had to check out my stuff because of the surgeries that I did on myself in Costa Rica, because those files have to follow me everywhere for like 7 years or whatever because of the worm that they pulled out of my leg. So, so then the next injury was, what was the next one? First was the knee. Oh, yeah. So the next one was, this kid comes into ESOX and he has this electric skateboard. One of those new ones they go 20 miles an hour forward and reverse, and it has a remote. Right? And it's so awesome. And he was telling me all about it. Lucy, it's just me. He's telling me all about it. I know, it's like fucking all day. He's telling me all about it. And I'm like, oh my God. And I totally want to, and I was like, he goes, you want to ride it? I go, fuck yeah, I want to ride it. Now, mind you, I'm 47 years old. I haven't been on a skateboard since I was 14. Lucy! I haven't been on a skateboard since I was 14. I'm a good 60 pounds overweight right now. I have no core muscles. I haven't worked out in forever. I don't have a helmet. I bruise easily, right? It's just, and I have no business being on this freaking thing, but I'm all like, yeah, I want to go on it. So I go on it. And the first couple times up and down Main Street, I'm sitting on it with the remote, and it's so great, and it's like so strong, it's really cool. And so I'm sitting on it a couple times, and it's like, yay. And so then I'm like, I'm going to stand up, right, because I'm a total badass. And so I stand up on it, and I go down Main Street in Burlington, and I'm totally fine. And then I come back up, and I hit a freaking crack, and I go ass over tea kettle, almost break my right shoulder and my left lower leg. But I get up and shake it off like nothing's bad because I'm super badass and I don't want the kids to know that I'm really, really hurt. But I'm really, really hurt. And then I had to go tell Dr. Arrowsmith that. And I'm like, look, I realize it's statistically really close to my unicycle and snowstorm knee injury, but this is what I did with my helmetless thing. And I tell her the whole thing, and I'm scolding myself about how I had no business. And after I get through the whole thing, she goes, but did you have a good time? And I go, yeah, I did. And she's like, I would have done the same thing. And I'm like, yeah, Dr. Arrowsmith! Yeah! And so everything's fine, and I'm going fine, and everything's okay. I have a couple falls, and I hit my head a few times, but nothing big. And then one day I'm washing a dish, one of my roommate's favorite plates, and she had 2 of them, and I already broke one. And so I'm washing the second one, and it fucking breaks dead in half in my hand while I'm washing it, and I'm holding it in the left hand, I'm washing it with the right hand in a circular motion. The plate snaps clean in half. I look at the part that's broken in my hand, and I go, oh, shit. And then I look at my right hand, and I go, oh, shit. Because I completely cut my fucking wrist right open.
Ooh.
Like, right across the wrist. And so I grab the tea towel, and I wrap it around, and I'm starting to tourniquet it with anything I can find. And I'm like, oh, God, I can't go to the fucking doctor because they're going to think I tried to kill myself. It really looks like I tried to kill myself. I swear to God, it's a plate. So I just, I deal with it, and I cover it up and keep it away from people. Show Dr. Arrowsmith. She's like, it's fine. Didn't get infected. Everything's fine. So then, about, 2 months ago or whatever, Lucy, it's a Friday night, and I got in a wicked fight with one of the bartenders at work who was a total dink, right? He's a total racist asshole dink. And we had 4 nice Central American men that came in one night, and he refused to serve them because they wouldn't speak English, like that kind of a dink.
Ugh.
And so, yeah, I can't stand him, and he hates women, and he hates minorities, and I hate him, and that's just the way it is. And, so anyways, he and I get in a pissing contest, and I go home and I'm drinking some tequila, and I have an edible, and it's like 2 o'clock in the morning now on a Friday night, and so I'm eating some really awesome edibles, and I'm drinking some tequila, and I'm watching clips of Clint Eastwood movies, and I'm all like, oh, this is great, and I'm smoking weed, and I'm naked in my room, and I'm having a good time, and I'm like, hey, Clint Eastwood does this thing with a switchblade. I just got this new switchblade for Christmas. You can get them on Amazon. They're really inexpensive. And so I was all like, I'm going to try that move because it looks super badass. And so I'm in my room, and I'm trying this move where I flick out the switchblade as I'm turning, just like Clint Eastwood. And it looks really awesome. And it looks incredibly intimidating. And then all of a sudden, I hit some dirty laundry on my floor, and one leg goes straight up in the air, and I come down on my left wrist, and I try to break the fall with my right wrist on top of my left wrist, but I didn't let go of the switchblade.
Oh no.
So anyways, that's when I almost cut my left hand off. And that was like really the worst one. And I grabbed a shirt out of my clean laundry and some socks, and tourniquet. And I'm like, oh shit. And then I had to clean out all the blood because my roommate, who's a baker, she gets really nervous when I fuck around with knives in the middle of the night all fucked up. So I'm like, all right, I get it. I understand now why you said those things, and I'll try to not do that anymore. And so my boyfriend's sister is a doctor, so I'm basically immortal. And so she took a look at it a couple days later, and she was like, you know, you're an idiot. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And then she goes, you should have gotten stitches. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And everyone's like, why didn't you go to the hospital? And I'm like, I'm not going to the fucking hospital in Vermont at 3 in the morning with a big open hand wound, trying to explain to them that I'm loaded on, I mean, I was fucked up on these edibles and drunk and like playing Clint Eastwood naked in my room with an illegal knife in that state. And that's not going to go well. So anyways, everything's healed up, and I got most of the feeling in my left hand back, and I'm getting really good at tourniquets.
All right.
So,
all right, couple questions.
okay.
First, how do you play chicken on a unicycle? Do you have 2 unicycles, and
Yeah. Yeah.
take me through
And it's about 8 inches. Okay. And so I'm walking home, and there's a guy with a unicycle on a unicycle. And I said, why do you have 2 unicycles? And he said, I was going to get my friend to play chicken on a unicycle. And I said, because it's Vermont, so we just start talking. I go, I want to play chicken on a unicycle, right? And he goes, okay. He goes, can you ride a unicycle? And I go, yeah. I have no, like, do you remember when I gave myself that concussion mopping a floor back when Lily was like a junior and I have no ability to do these things, but at the moment, if you add tequila to it, I go get these horrible injuries.
Yeah, so, okay. So next, you said when you fell off the skateboard, you hurt your right arm and left leg?
Lucy, my left lower leg.
And your right...
And that knee is different now. The knee is, like, moved and more bonier.
So you did, like, a twisting motion, like a rolling motion when you fell?
I ate it into a snow... which time?
The second one with the electric skateboard.
The electric skateboard. I landed on my left shoulder and on my right shoulder and my left leg. So yeah, I tried to break the fall with my shoulder by rolling. Like I was going face first, but I tried to roll, I guess, over because I knocked my shoulder really good.
Okay. Then we got this Dr. Aerosmith.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a name change? Because I know Aerosmith started in New Hampshire. So were her...
No, dude, it's spelled ARROWSM. I think it's like a Native American thing.
Yeah, okay. But she is aware that of the regional meaning.
She's aware that there is another Aerosmith that is quite well known.
That although she is very accomplished being a doctor, there's actually a group of people with Aerosmith. I wonder if she gets business just because of the fandom there.
She got my business because of it. I mean, I'm so excited, and she's so rad.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I've gotten really lucky because the doctor that I have here, Dr. Sarah, is also really awesome. Like when I was down in Costa Rica and I had to cut that worm out of my leg, and then I came back, and she's like, what the fuck I walk in her office, she goes, what the fuck did you do to yourself now? And I'm like, I'm a doctor. She's like, no, I'm a surgeon in parts of Panama.
So this, what movie did Clint Eastwood do the move with the switchblade?
I don't know. It was just this clip, like, on Facebook where you just get clips of things, and it was like this Western movie clip. And he just came out and did this thing, and I just thought it was funny because I wanted to do it at my boyfriend because we do stupid shit at each other. And I ended up almost killing myself. And as I'm doing it, I'm like, oh my God, I have to explain to Eric how I did this. Like, the first thought was, oh, Jesus, I'm never going to live this down.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's
no
either...
one's ever gonna live.
It's either the Enforcer or one of the Dirty Harrys. That's my guess.
It was really good. It was a good move, and I felt like I looked just like Clint Eastwood doing it until the bleeding happened.
Well, unfortunately,
It really hurt. That one really hurt. That one hurt like the head wound or when I had to dig the thing out of my leg. It really hurt.
Well, unfortunately, you weren't feeling lucky on that one.
No, it was not awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm trying to stop doing things like that.
Yes.
And so staying in the house is really good for me because I get exponentially fewer gaping wounds.
Yeah, and you got a lot of motivation now. You got a brand new grandbaby, so so you might look at a switchblade and be like, I want to see this baby bar mitzvah. I'm gonna pass on that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep the switchblade on me because I gotta protect the baby bat mitzvah.
Oh.
The Wonder Baby, Baby Olive. Oh my gosh, seriously. So my daughter married a shiksa. Let's talk about this.
Okay.
And not just a shiksa, but like the shiksa.
The shiksa.
Like.
The Gentile.
Bro.
He's a little ganug. Is he a mensch?
No.
Am I speaking too much Yiddish to you?
Shut up. I know what you're saying, Seth. I'm saying no, he's not a mensch.
Oh.
I don't know. They won't let me near him.
All right. I'm trying to really, treat this with throw pillows because, this is going to be all my quintillions of listeners, and he might be listening, so
I know. That's why I reeled it back in real quick, too. I was like, oh, shit. Shut up.
No, but...
I'm wicked good at that. Not saying stupid shit.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. If he treats your daughter well, then that's the important thing.
I guess so.
Becca, we've known each other a long time.
Party fresh.
Treat him like a booker.
But you know me, and I just can't. It's so hard.
Yeah.
To not say the awful things, right? Like, because the awful things just come out.
Yeah, well, just think of him as a club owner. You want to get invited back.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm doing this, and I'm here until Lucy.
Oh, Lucy has a lot to say.
My dog walks by. It's so good. They're so sweet.
Yeah.
So I'm here until like the end of April because I have another dog sitting gig with my favorite is Pitbull Boy.
Oh,
and
cool.
then I'm going to be moving to Pagosa Springs, Colorado.
Ah, the Windy City.
Well, it's my older sister Pamela lives there.
Oh, nice.
And so she and I are going to be putting together a little business together, and she has this great house, off-grid and solar-powered, and so I get a 33-foot Airstream and some dogs, and I get to smoke weed and write comedy. Hold on one second. Lucy, thank you. Thank
taking a little
you.
dog break right now.
I feel so safe. What?
Oh, I just mentioned to my quintillions of viewers that we're taking a little dog break right now.
Oh yeah, no, it's set together. It's all day long.
Yeah.
I love them.
So
Um,
it's been a while since we've
yeah, so
seen
we're
each
gonna.
other. What comedy have you
Yeah.
been doing?
You know what? I really haven't been doing anything the last year. I've been in Vermont, and they have a very small scene, and it's not really related to any other scene, and it's not an old scene. It's like a bunch of open micers that they put together. I mean, it's a corporate club. It's a
Oh,
corporate club. There's no local headliners. There's no local features. They have local open micers, and then they bring in pros from out of town for the weekends. And it's a very young scene. I would say it's very comparable to Old Giggles.
Old Giggles. For
Yeah.
for those who watching this, Giggles was a club in Seattle, saying positive things about it only.
Mhm.
It gave people stage time, and a lot of great comics
Yeah.
did come out of there. And
Yes, they did, and a lot of young guys really found a home there,
oh, definitely.
and that's what they're doing. And
And that's pretty much
blessings to them.
and that's the only good
Um,
things I could say about Giggles, though.
yeah, I mean, it brings people to um, support live comedy, and that's always a good thing, right?
Yep,
Whatever is good for comedy is good for comedy.
exactly.
Um, but they didn't really have anything. Prior to that, the year before that, I was in Michigan opening up a section of a business for a company, and we put together some shows. And I had a friend of mine come out who's a headliner and do some shows, and it was really awful. It was really horrible. And the local crowd was not used to live comedy. We ended up having the show at a place where people could bring bottles in.
Ooh,
And yeah, so we had some women who got overly inebriated and made it very challenging and were very disrespectful to the comic that I brought in from LA.
wow. What?
And like bad.
Mm.
And like the second night, it was 2 nights, and the second night, one girl who was a friend of my boss had to leave, got ejected, walked out into the lobby, and threw up all over the place.
Wow.
And everyone just acts like it's normal up there, and I'm all like, dude, this is not okay. And so, the comic that I worked with, rightly, had some beef about it, and he was absolutely valid and correct in everything he said.
Yep.
And it should have been handled better, and it should have been handled faster. And that's on me. And so it just sucks because, like, all my friends up there who are civilians, who aren't in comedy,
Yep.
are like, oh, well, that doesn't have anything to do with you, and that's not on you. I was like, no, it's exactly on me, and it's all on me.
Yep.
This is not good. This is not good. And they couldn't understand how the thrashing it took. So I just kind of, and I've been doing some stuff. So I've just been taking some time off.
Oh, definitely.
Now, yeah.
Now this gig where the lady threw up, did you get paid?
Yeah, I always get paid, babe.
Then it was a great gig.
Yeah, I always get paid. I just got ass raped professionally. That's all. But I'm getting used to it.
Yeah, well, in show business, it's not who screws you over; it's when you get screwed over.
Yeah. You just build up a skin. Like, all right, that sucked. What was wrong? What do I need to do to fix it? Let's move forward.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a little. I'm just getting up on stage a little bit. As soon as I got back, we went and did a cool pub crawl over on Kitsap, where we did a pub crawl with a group of people, and we performed and different shows at each venue. And I went with the headliner, and it was a lot of fun, and it was cool to open up. I did 2 bits in each venue, and in the first one I used a brand new bit that I'd never used on stage before that I really had a good time with. And so yeah, it was a good time, a good energy.
Was that the bamboo? The bamboo
yeah,
thing?
Trying to write a clean joke, but they all come out as pussy jokes.
Yep.
Yeah, which is true, and that's the thing. It's like, I've been trying to write clean comedy for so fucking long. I used to meet with my pastor and fucking talk about this shit for so long. And finally he was all like, I just really don't think that's your thing.
Oh,
Like
of
after
course.
8 years, he was like, it doesn't seem like that's your thing. So let's just stop trying to do this. Because when I write it, it's all like it comes out disjointed, and I'm not comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And so that's where the joke came from, where I'm trying to write cleaner to get better gigs. And so instead of saying pussy, my friend told me I should say lady garden. And I was all like, it's not really so much of a garden anymore as much as it is like a bamboo thicket. I go, in the sense that, it grows wild. You have to put trenches around it, otherwise it's going to end up in the neighbor's yard. And everyone's laughing and laughing, and then I use that tag that you threw me, and I go, pandas eat it, and then they just died. It was a lot of fun. So.
Boom. Yeah,
Boom.
I am available for status updates. If you guys got a joke, shoot me one, and I'll give you some fun stuff. So I got to make money anytime in these self-quarantined areas.
Yeah, I think it's great. I'm really interested to see, because there's so many comics that are all like, first of all, those of us that create stuff, we need that outlet, and we don't have that outlet right now. Plus, we don't have our jobs, so we're like stressed out. So we really need that outlet right now.
Yeah.
And so the shit that people are coming out with is really interesting and creative right now to kind of stay out there and stay active. So I'm really interested to see what's going on.
Yeah. For example, just literally minutes ago, the governor of California recommended that all bars in California get closed. So this show that I write for, which was supposed to go on St. Patrick's Day, I already told them that to be safe, I'm not going to be there. But since I'm a writer for that, I just help them out with stuff. But yeah, that show's canceled. Literally, the improvs are canceled.
Yeah.
The comedy stores are closed.
Everyone's losing work, and I'm not talking just like people losing their creative outlet, because of course that's horrible. But for those of us that this is our livelihood, in one way or another, we all just lost our jobs. And there is no sick pay in comedy.
Nope.
There is no insurance in comedy. I mean, when one of us would get a car crash, that's where we really started going crazy with GoFundMe's.
Oh, definitely.
Was because we had to cover each other up, right? And so, it's just crazy to watch. Like, shit, Kristen's on that ship in California.
Yeah.
And she's just stuck on it. And it's like, first of all, any shows that she missed that did go on, she lost that income.
Yep.
Then she lose the canceled. And it's one of the wonderful things about being a no-name is I don't have to worry about having 250 people show up to my shows. Oh. I have like 11, I get critical acclaim and absolutely no money. Yeah, she's just stuck on it, and she has to sit in her room.
Oh, to
update. She must be going crazy.
To update you on Kristen Key, our good comedy friend, amazing comic. You guys should look her up. She is not on the ship anymore. They moved the quarantine people to a military base. But as far as I've last heard, they haven't had any tests yet. They performed. They're just keeping there, and she's just crocheting and sitting back. And
yeah, they haven't tested a single person there, but now they're sitting in a military. That's comforting.
Definitely.
Anyways, I'm going to watch Doomsday, the movie of the Scottish virus that was unleashed by the government so they could make billions of dollars off the vaccine and also squash Scotland.
Yep. I also recommend Wall-E.
Wall-E's good, yeah?
Yeah, I love Wall-E.
You're so positive.
Yeah, we watched
it the other night.
So what, are you
married? Did you marry that lady?
Not yet, although we are quarantined together, and we are definitely making the most of it.
Oh, God, Jesus.
I know, but she's...
Married people are disgusting. Like, the married people sex, it just doesn't stop.
Oh, I wouldn't know, but... I mean... But... Not to get too personal, I couldn't have asked for anybody better to be with,
oh, gross. Your love is disgusting.
It all, especially the way I do it.
Yeah, no, I saw you some video of you. So what's up? Does she just like shave your body every day or what? Because I saw your arms and you're like a Sasquatch.
Yeah, I got a 5 o'clock shadow on my balls, so.
It's so bad. You're so hairy. You're like a Persian.
And did you say a person or Persian?
Persian.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm Jewish. I got the old hairy roots in me. So,
You know Cena, right?
Cena, the wrestler?
Cena Edmonton? No, the comic in
Oh,
LA.
no, I've yet to meet Cena. But now I
Oh,
have a
okay.
name to drop.
He's like the hairiest guy in the world. It's amazing. I've never seen a person hairier than Cena Edmonton.
I
Great comic.
I think if I ever shake his hand, our arm hairs would intertwine and we'd end up being like Cousin It from the Addams Family.
Like it would lock together. I
Yeah,
think so. Like his hair would come over and it would like sense your body hair and your body hair would rise up and you would just they would blend together and form a thicket.
yeah, we would.
Mm. A blackberry bush of Middle Eastern comedic love.
That's
Maybe
actually,
that's how all the problems in the Middle East will get solved. Is you guys' arm hair truce thing.
yeah. What'd you describe it as? A blackberry bush of Middle Eastern love?
Did I? I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
high.
yeah.
All
That
right.
that was the theme to my prom.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was blackberry bush of Middle Eastern love under the stars. So I slow
There's a
danced, hands on hips, and I'm kidding. I didn't go to prom, so
I did. Listen, there's a prom coming up. I am going to. So this woman's dying of cancer, like dying. I know we're
oh
supposed to stay positive, but her thing is she wants a prom. So
oh
we're having an 80s themed prom, and I'm going to it, and it's going to be so awesome. So when my friend gets back from Mexico, we got to go find like the worst 1980s prom gowns.
yeah,
We're going
but
to do our hair and makeup.
you got to get the hair all like completely feathered. It just
Oh, Seth. I
yeah.
was there at ground zero of Bon Jovi's album Slippery When Wet.
By the way, that song. What was that song? It'll come to me in a
You're going to have to narrow
second.
it down.
Dun, dun,
Yeah, you're
dun,
going to want to
dun,
narrow it
dun,
down.
dun, 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 dun.
What?
Obsession by
Automation?
Obsession. You're my
You
obsession.
are my obsession? Yeah, by automation. Or
Yeah,
whatever. I think it's auto something. Yeah.
yeah. That is the
Yeah.
creepiest song ever. Like it was a big hit, but the lyrics are obsession. You're my obsession. What do you want me to be? To have you sleep with me? And it's like,
Yeah.
and they played that in the mid
Yeah.
'80s. I mean, times have changed.
When were you born?
'84.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, no, that was just dating in the 80s.
Yeah,
It was like stalking. It's what you kids would call stalking these days.
yeah. It's like an old joke from a friend of mine. She said, in the '80s, people didn't even have faces; they were just pure genitalia.
Oh my god, we had so much fun. I was so thin. It was so great. And I was like the asshole in school that I would have like college guys come and pick me up. And I was all like, I don't date high school guys because they're like super immature and I'm like awesome.
Yeah.
And I turned down marriage proposals by millionaires because they weren't good enough. And I don't want to brag, but I have a net worth of negative $4,000 now.
Wow. That's
I have
actually
a comic during a plague.
That's actually something to brag about. Just only
It is.
$4,000.
Yeah, I've been working at it.
Yeah, I
I'm
would.
actually like $6,000 away from being completely debt free. I
That
also have no retirement. I'm completely alone. I don't own a rug. You know what I mean? I'm incapable of normal human intimacy. And the only real gratification I get is shrieking dick jokes at strangers from stages in dark rooms soaked in alcohol.
well, that's about to change though. As soon as you meet that new grandkid.
Oh, do you think what? You think I'm going to not be a comic anymore just because I'm a nana?
No, but I think it's like my mom. As soon as the first grandkid came out, she just went into overdrive with the. I guarantee you'll probably start knitting.
Eat my ass out with butter and syrup, Seth.
I'm telling you.
I'm eating better, and I'm waiting till 3 o'clock to get drunk from now on. That's as good as it gets from now on.
In 2 weeks, I want to talk to you, and I want to see
Okay.
if your outlook's changed. Because,
All
grandkids
right.
completely change it. And I love
I
my
already
nieces and nephews.
raised children. I already did that morph. I did the PTA mom. I was the Brownie troop leader, the cheer coach. I was the room parent. I was the carpool chair. I was the sleepover mom. I did all that stuff hardcore when my kid was my kids. And then they grew up and they left the house, and I get to go back to being who I was before, which is a big pirate slut.
Yeah, but the change is now when they poop, you could pass it on.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah. Well, they're going to be here, and I'm going to be in Colorado. So, my daughters and my relationship is a little tense right now, but, I would hope to see them down there at some point to come visit. But,
yeah, definitely.
I don't like Seattle. I don't like being in Seattle. I don't mind being quarantined in Seattle because I don't like Seattle, so I don't want to go out anyways. And in the last 2 years that I've been gone, this neighborhood that I'm in, which used to be fine, now it's like Beirut
Oh,
with the RVs.
is it Northgate?
Yeah, but it's between I-5 and Aurora.
Yeah, I was on 115th in Aurora. So
Yeah.
the good thing about that
It's
area,
changed.
yeah, I call it the Green Mile just because there's like 5 dispensaries right on Aurora.
Yeah.
So that's.
And we still got a lot of hookers, and they're out working. God bless them.
Yeah, there's 3 ways you could tell if somebody walking down the street is a prostitute on Aurora. The first
Yeah.
the first way is they are dressed unseasonably. They're dressed a little less than what the weather is. The second thing is they'll look back at traffic. If you drive by, they'll watch your car. And the third way you can tell if they're a prostitute is they'll have sex with you for money. See, the dogs like that joke.
They did. The dogs loved it. You're killing with dogs under 6 pounds.
Yeah, but
That's your demo. Make sure you make a note of that. No, everyone's walking their dogs, and anytime a dog is out walking, they run outside, down to the door, and start yelling at them.
well, they should. They should be quarantined.
Yeah.
It's like bark, bark. Hey, it's dangerous,
Well,
especially in Seattle.
You have to walk your dogs, but we're all staying away from each other. Oh, so this is the thing that's going on. Lucy, thank you. Yes. This is what's going on. So the restaurants that are decent, that are trying to make sure that their people still have jobs, are closing their dining rooms. But just hold on. Lucy, thank you. They're closing down their dining rooms, and they're doing delivery. So when the person shows up with delivery, they have a mask on and gloves, and they bring the bag up, they ring your door, they put their bag there, and then they stand 6 feet away until you come and you get the food and you wave at them and stuff like that. No one, and then they leave.
They don't lick your face anymore?
No.
Seattle's
no
changed.
Licking. I know. I'm like, what the hell? Why am I here if I'm not going to be licking somebody?
I know.
You know how I like to lick strangers, though, so that's not funny. I don't get to do anything anymore. Aggressive hugging, out.
Yeah.
Fist fights, covered in bacteria.
I know. Fisting up to the elbow? Gone.
Yeah.
That was mine and Carl Warmenhoven's thing. It's gone.
I know. He told me, he was like, oh, that Seth had the most gentle hands. He'd say that.
Yeah. But
we volunteered at the same food bank in the same section of the food bank for years together.
Man, there is nothing I wouldn't do for that man. I would bend over forwards.
I know, I love him. You have bent over backwards for him.
Oh, absolutely. True story, when he had his unfortunate stroke, I worked 44 days straight at the Comedy Underground. And that was... After that, I told him I am not doing any open mics ever again.
Yeah. What do you mean? It's genius.
My God, but... so, let's see, we're about 39 minutes, 41 seconds in.
I feel good about that.
Absolutely.
I feel good about that.
So, any future plans, anything after this comes up? What specific business in Colorado are you gonna
Well,
work into?
I'm glad you asked, Seth. My sister and I are going to be the exclusive distributors of a ski wear accessory brand in Colorado.
Oh, cool.
She also has a number of acres, and so what we're doing is she's planting a bunch of hemp, like about 5 acres of hemp, because she's down in the section of Colorado at the Four Corners, and they're growing an enormous amount of hemp there for the hemp industry. And with the hemp, she's also making honeybee hotels and showing people how to make honeybee hotels. She has a booth at the farmers market and stuff to sell these things, and she also sells farm fresh eggs. And then we have tenter sites, like Airbnb, but for camping, for glamping.
Oh, cool.
So, we bring you and your stuff down to a raised platform where you can set your tents and everything up on it, and everything's there that you need. And we bring you 420. If you want a pizza at midnight, you call us. We go get you a pizza and bring it to you at midnight.
Awesome. Be careful with the beekeeping.
So it's like a camp.
Yeah, with the
no.
Because rule number 1 of beekeeping: never fall in love with the queen.
What? Dude, can you imagine? I'm so klutzy. I can't go near bees. I can't go near the silverware drawer.
I mean, I don't know. I hear there's quite a buzz about it.
Shut up. Oh, God. Stop punning at me.
It's been too long, Becca. It's been too long since we've talked.
It has. If we survive this, we'll get together.
Oh, I look forward to it, Becca. I'm down here in Long Beach, California. Anytime you're around here, I would love to see you. As long as I got a Becca buffer, somebody who...
Yay! Yeah, like a social worker or something. I know, I've heard it before, I understand.
Yeah, of
Yay!
course.
Alright, so you have a great day.
You
and
too.
We're going to get through this, and if it gets crazy, just remember I have like a lot of weapons on me, and I'm ready to go full Thunderdome on this shit. So, here we go.
But until then, I want you to really enjoy your grandkid.
I will, granddaughter, I will.
Alright, I'm gonna...
Alright.
Take care, Becca.